Oscillating Tides of the American Economy. Introduction. Being a subject to various forces that influence its trajectory, the American economy is a dynamic and ever-changing entity. In recent times, one of the most prominent and pressing challenges has been the resurgence of inflationary pressures. Inflation, characterized by rising prices of goods and services, has far-reaching implications for both consumers and businesses. This essay delves into the impact of inflation on the American economy, its effects on American consumers and businesses, and the strategic economic stabilization efforts of the Federal Reserve in response to these challenges. Inflationary pressures. Inflation, as measured by the Consumer Price Index, CPI, represents the increase in the general price level of goods and services over time. It is a natural part of any growing economy, but can become problematic when it accelerates at an unsustainable rate. Inflation has multifaceted impacts on the American economy. On one hand, moderate inflation can be indicative of a healthy economy, as it suggests increasing demand for goods and services. However, when inflationary pressures surge, they erode the purchasing power of the currency, leading to a decrease in the real value of money. This can result in reduced consumer spending, lower investment, and diminished economic growth. Additionally, high inflation can create uncertainty, making it difficult for businesses to plan for the future. It can disrupt supply chains and raise production costs, ultimately leading to price hikes for consumers. As a result, addressing inflationary pressures is a crucial task for policymakers, as unchecked inflation can have detrimental effects on overall economic stability. American consumers are directly affected by inflation as it diminishes their purchasing power. As prices rise, the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services, effectively reducing the standard of living. Essential expenses such as housing, healthcare, and education become increasingly burdensome, impacting the financial well-being of households. For businesses, inflation introduces uncertainty into the economic environment. Rising costs of raw materials and labor can squeeze profit margins, making it challenging to maintain competitiveness. Businesses may be forced to increase prices, which in turn can lead to decreased consumer demand. Thus, inflation can create a cycle of economic instability that affects both consumers and businesses alike. Federal economic stabilization. The Federal Reserve, as the central bank of the United States, plays a pivotal role in addressing inflationary pressures and stabilizing the economy. One of its primary tools for managing inflation is the adjustment of interest rates. When faced with rising inflation, the Federal Reserve often implements interest rate hikes. By raising interest rates, the Fed seeks to reduce borrowing and spending, thus cooling down the economy and curbing inflation. Higher interest rates can make borrowing more expensive for consumers and businesses, leading to reduced investment and consumption. However, the Federal Reserve must strike a delicate balance, as overly aggressive rate hikes can lead to an economic slowdown or even recession. Consequently, the Fed carefully assesses economic data and inflation trends before deciding on interest rate adjustments. The Federal Reserve's monetary policy decisions, particularly interest rate hikes, have a significant impact on the American stock market. When interest rates rise, the cost of borrowing increases, potentially reducing corporate profitability. This can lead to lower stock prices as investors anticipate decreased earnings for companies. Higher interest rates can make bonds and other fixed-income investments more attractive relative to stocks, causing a shift in investment preferences. Investors may move away from equities towards safer assets, leading to stock market declines. Therefore, the Federal Reserve's actions in response to inflationary pressures can have profound implications for stock market performance. Conclusion. Inflationary pressures are a critical concern for the American economy, impacting consumers, businesses, and overall economic stability. As prices rise, the purchasing power of the currency erodes, affecting the financial well-being of households and the profitability of businesses. The Federal Reserve plays a crucial role in addressing inflation through interest rate adjustments, seeking to strike a balance between curbing inflation and maintaining economic growth. Effective policy responses are essential to navigate the oscillating tides of the American economy, ensuring stability and prosperity for all.